you continue to get roles, and you're on network television, you're doing movies, and then Empire rolls around. Did you have any idea how big it was going to be when you first got into it?
When I when I first saw the script for Empire, I actually didn't really like it. To be honest with you, I thought that it was like a watered down version of a world that I was very familiar with. Um, and so I thought this is cool. Like the concept is cool, but and I thought we were doing high drama. I was prepared to do The Sopranos, and then I realized we were doing All My Children. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what this is. Um, but I also knew that New York Undercover laid the blueprint because elementally, a lot of the things were the same. You have a high fashion element, high music element, black people or people of color in general in the leads. You had urban stories, topical stories. You had a formerly incarcerated woman, a gay son, a bipolar son, black men taking the company public. So I thought you had all these touch points that you had an opportunity to build something really significant in a way that I thought New York Undercover, The Wire, Homicide, West Wing, Sopranos, whether it's an Alan Sorkin show or Alan Ball show, these shows that have deep cultural relevance and resonance, but also are smart, right? Did I know that it would, increase the ratings week over week? But I had a very good, no, I didn't know that, but I had a sense that we're going to win because the elements were there and television hadn't seen those elements in 20 years.
Well, with Lee Daniels being the creator of the show, and is he
Well,
the
Lee Daniels
director?
and Danny Strong. Got to give Danny credit too.
Okay. Lee Daniels a lot of times the face of that though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with him being gay himself, and the show having very much of a gay storyline, you know, gay topics were covered in other shows, but I think that Empire took it a step further.
Yeah.
I think they made it a point to put more gay images on television.
Right.
With gay love scenes and ongoing relationships, and it's not used as a comedy kind of thing.
Right.
It's okay. This is a main thing.
Right.
How do you think the overall reaction was when that type of imagery was put out there when it wasn't before?
I mean, I think that it was a mixed bag. Some people really embraced it and some people were repulsed by it. Some people felt like there's a strong gay agenda that was being pushed down their throats and other people celebrate it. And my feeling, I mean, so that's the reaction that I knew because people would talk about it. But I just think it's important to show representation of all people. I think that the more we see ourselves in our honest state, the better off we're going to be to understand who we are. So I recognize that it can be very uncomfortable for people. Even me, man, a couple of years ago, I did a friend of mine who's, I think, a very talented writer who I met at a theater festival probably in like, I don't know, 2010, 9, 8, something like that. And I've always supported her work because I just think she's dope. And so she reached out to me and said, hey, I got this play and I want you to play the character of God. And it's not man and it's not woman, but it's somewhere in between. And hope you can do the run. So I'm not going to be available to do the run of your play. So she had this idea, well, why don't we pre-record you? And so we'll just project it. And I was like, fine. And well, what's it going to cost me? It's not going to cost you anything. I'll do it for free just because you're my girl. And if I can help you, and if you think that having my name attached to it is going to make people want to come see it and help you out, no problem. That's the service piece I'm talking about. And so we record the stuff and I show up and she said, how do you feel about putting makeup on? I was like, I didn't know I'd be part of it. No problem. Let's go for it. So put makeup on. I had a black blazer, and so I promote the show for her, and I'm queening out, doing my thing, and put it on Instagram. The amount of vitriol and hate that I got from black people, to me, is like the same people that would kill Nipsey. It's the same thing. So all kinds of foul commentary. How dare you? You sell out, gay for pay. You in a dress, nigga, you ain't shit. Fuck you. I'm not watching any of your work again. First of all, I wasn't wearing a dress. I was wearing a blazer. And so the amount of trauma and misplaced aggression and defamation of character and anger and misguided, so much misguided, so many things were misguided, was actually a shock to me. Like, I knew some people would be put off, but people, like, it gets on World Star Hip Hop, it's on the Shade Room, it went viral, and no one walked up to me in the street ever with that nonsense, but they will be online and they will come for you. And that's what makes me want to put a dress on, because there are people who are born who really believe, who suffer from dysmorphia, who really believe they are not who they were born. And I know those people. Some of those people are my friends. I've gone to school with them. I've grown up with people like that. These are people I love. Both people who were born female who have transitioned to men, or who were born male and transitioned to women. Those that are somewhere in between. To me, they're the same person that's incarcerated and coming home. They're the same homeless person. They're the same autistic kid. They're the same bipolar kid. It's the same person, the same human being that has a heart and has desire and wants love and wants acceptance and wants to be seen and wants to be heard. How dare you say that this person doesn't have a place because it makes you feel uncomfortable? So if you're uncomfortable, you need to check your shit, and do not project it on me, and do not cause harm to the Elin Nettles that gets killed in Harlem because some dudes are trying to holler at her and think she was born female, and they find that she's not, and you think it's okay to beat someone to death because you feel uncomfortable? Eric Holder, who thinks it's okay to kill Nipsey Hussle because you're uncomfortable? It's the same shit. And black folks will be the first one to talk about white people putting us down and the cops shooting us, and we'll be our worst enemy. But when you understand the trauma and you believe you're a change agent, that's why I believe that God continues to put me in a place to do the work and have a voice, because we need it.